Alright, so welcome back to another one, y'all. Today we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to do more of a how-to video. So many of you guys have watched my catfishing videos. You guys have seen the kind of modified Santee Cooper rig that I use for my drifting and dragging. And you know, this is the weight that I use. This is my dragging weights. Now, first off, we're going to talk, so there's a pile of dragging weights, which are essentially the same thing as bottom bouncers, right? Guys up north call them bottom bouncers, guys down south call them dragging weights. Guys in the walleye world would call them bottom bouncers, and guys in the catfishing world would lean more towards a dragging weight. It's essentially the same thing, right? So what we've got here is, I mean, the basic principle is we've got this long skinny weight that whenever you go to drag it through the bottom, or bounce the bottom, however you would call it, is your only contact point is just this small point at the bottom of the weight. You've still got however much weight you want, but as it's dragging, it's able to go over top of, you know, structure, rocks, wood, whatever, and it's able to basically be snag free. And that's the whole principle behind a bottom bouncer or dragging weight. Like I said, a lot of it's just where you come from in the country, depend on you know, what you call it. Now, there is 101 different ways to make these bottom bouncers or dragging weights. Most of you guys have seen, especially up north, the old school wire ones that are shaped kind of like an L. They've got the weight in the center. They're real flimsy. If your fish rolls, they get all tangled up. You know, that's kind of your traditional bottom bouncer. As far as dragging weights, there is a multitude of different ways to make them, right? I mean, everything from weighting down the inside sleeve or the outside sleeve of paracord, filling, you know, heat shrink, just a whole bunch of different ways. And you know, this is just another way to make a super cheap, super easy dragging weight. I've been making these for a number of years and they work great. A lot of you guys have commented wanting to know, you know, where I get them, you know, seeing my catfishing videos, so I thought I'd make this short video. Alright, so let's get right into it. This is super easy, super quick, and these are super cheap. They're just a good all-around way to not spend a lot of money. So you can see here, that's how it looks on a Santee Cooper rig. You can rig these bottom bouncers a few different ways, honestly. You can see on my rigs there, I've got them with a slide. It looks just like a big hairpin slide, and you know, we can just hook them directly into that swivel there, or into the weight, and it'll slide up and down. Now if you're looking more for a bottom bouncer application, you know, where you want that weight to be stationary, you can also use, this is a three-way swivel with a hook on the bottom of it. You can use a standard three-way swivel as well, and just run it through a split ring. But I like these hooks because at the end of the day, I can just take them off, and you can see it's just got a little clip there. Still a three-way swivel, and you can take your weight and your swivel away from your line. That way, you know, this thing doesn't beat up against your rods during travel and things. But we're gonna go ahead and get started here and make these weights. So what we're gonna start off with here is, these are stainless steel barbecue skews. And you can get these if you buy them in the winter, you know, after summertime is over. You can get these four skewers for $1. So 25 cents a piece, depending on how heavy you want to go. You can make your weights, you know, for 50 cents, 60 cents a piece. Very reasonable. So what we're going to do here, this is very simple. I like about 1.5 ounces weight. That's what I tend to go to. If you're a guy up north, you know, and follow the rule of thumb of, you know, 1 ounce per 10 foot of depth for a bottom bouncer, you can go from there. But the cool thing about these skewers is, like I said, these are cheap skewers. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them you know, Menards, Lowe's, whatever. I put them on sale. But once you cut the top off of this, these things weigh exactly 3/4 ounce. So it's super convenient. If you need 1.5 ounces, you stack 2 of them together. If you need 2¼ ounces, you stack 3 ounces, 4 of them. It's just that simple. All right, now whenever I make these weights, I go ahead and I TIG weld them together. These are stainless steel, so they won't rust. I TIG them in 4 or 5 different places, and you know, you've got a good, you know, a good solid weight. Now I know the vast majority of you won't have the ability to TIG weld these, so I had to come up with another way so where you guys can do this at home, and it's pretty straightforward. All right, so we'll get to building one here real quick. This is crazy easy, right? you know, you can spend a ton of time throwing lead shot into paracord and do whatever you want, but this is, you know, I'd rather be out fishing. All right, so I'll take this first one here, and like I said, these things weigh 3/4 of an ounce. So I'll cut the first one a little short. You can see here, I'll leave it like a heavy quarter shorter than the next one. And what that's going to do is whenever I adhere these, it's going to give me a place to put my hole, right? So there we go. You can see we've got that set there. All right, now what I'm going to do is simply drill a hole in these. So a little automatic punch, they really help. We'll just come right down from the bottom, little ways. 7/64 works great on these. It'll get your split rings through. So we'll just go ahead and drill a hole right through that center there. So we got our hole. We can now Corona. Okay, so we've got our hole there. We can now put a split ring. We can put a clasp. You can put a 3-way swivel. You can do whatever you want. So we'll go ahead and clean it up real quick. Alright, I just like to round the edges off, you know, take any burrs off that your line will catch. No big deal. Alright, so now we've got that. Now we need to adhere this to make it 1.5 ounces, right? So, like I said, normally I would TIG weld these together, but I'm going to show you guys another option. So pretty straightforward and easy here. I just got some super glue, and we'll just go ahead and we'll put like 3 or 4 drops down across there. Not a whole lot. Just make sure we get the end more than anything. We'll set that right there. Alright, so we'll just leave that super glue just to set for just a few seconds. It kind of sets that weight pretty good. And then I'm just going to come back with some electrical tape. It works pretty good. I mean, for you guys that don't have the option to weld, this is a pretty cheap alternative method. You may have to touch up the electrical tape depending on how rough of you know, conditions you're dragging in, you know, but it does work just fine. And it's a, you know, real cheap option too. So I'll just go ahead and I'm just going to wrap this sucker up all the way to the top. And there we go. 1.5 ounces dragging weight, bottom bouncer, whatever you want to call it. Now, like I said, you can go from here a couple different ways. If you want to use a split ring, you know, in these, you can definitely do that. Go with a split ring right through that hole you've made, and that'll give you an option for you know, for attaching other things. If you're a guy that wants a swivel on your dragon weight or bottom bouncer, now you can add a swivel with another split ring. Like I said, if you want to use these clips here, these are the clips that I use for my Santee Cooper rigs to slide up and down. You've got it. Really straightforward, really easy. Like I said, this is what I use for all my bottom bouncer and dragon weight fishing. So, like I said, in pretty short order, guys, you can see you can knock out just a whole slug of them and be on your way fishing. So check it out. I'll leave a few links down below for different hardware and different things you guys can check out. And that's about all I got for you guys. This is, like I said, this is not hard. And you know, if you want to keep stacking them, you can go as heavy as you want. But I don't even know how long it took me. A minute or two, you know, and very, very minimal tools. So just another quick, simple, easy way. Save yourself a little bit of money, get yourself some equipment. So with that, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'm not gonna draw this one out too awful long. Like I said, if you want to go out and make you a couple of these weights up, it's really straightforward, really easy, and they work great. Like I said, you could just keep stacking the weight depending on, you know, how heavy you want to go. But had a lot of questions about this type of stuff, and so I figured I'd make this short video here and kind of fill you guys in on how I make my dragon weights. They're very effective and they work great. So with that, guys, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'll drop some links below if y'all want to check out, you know, different hardware and things that I've used. If you guys like these videos, these more how-to videos, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know you like them. Let me know you want to see something similar to this. I do quite a few of these little fishing hacks and how-tos and things of that nature. So yeah, leave me a comment, let me know. I do quite a little bit of jig and mold pouring. I pour all my weights, you know, and a lot of lure bodies, jig heads, and things like that. So if y'all want to see videos regarding that, definitely hit that like button, let me know. I have quite a supply of lure and jig and mold pours. I got a bunch of them, so we can do quite a little bit if you guys want to see that. All right, y'all, I'm gonna sign off here. If y'all enjoyed, as always, hit that like button, leave me a comment. Love reading the comments. If you're new, consider subscribing. Till then, as always, I appreciate the view, and we'll see y'all next time.